Here are 5 quick tips from My Hero Ultra Rumble. Tip number 1, learn when to fight and learn when to loot. While this one is pretty obvious, I've had so many teammates that will just go into fight after fight after fight until they run out of heals, run out of shields, and they're just sitting ducks to get one shot by some random team in the back. So you're always going to want to make sure to, after you get in a team fight, go loot, take whatever loot you can from the team you just KO'd, heal up, and then regroup. Then you could go on more fights, but don't go from fight to fight, back to back, unless you're forced into it. With that being said, also be sure to loot before picking a team fight immediately as well, because you're going to want to have high level quirks before fighting another team. Tip number 2 is going to be level up. And when I mean level up, I mean be sure to pick up not only the level cards, but the cards for your type. As you can see, there's plenty of different colored cards on the floor. There's yellow, red, purple, etc. Your character also has those typings. Be sure to pick up the one that corresponds with your color because it will level up one of your quirks. I decided to mention this because I actually didn't know that at first. I just kind of figured that a Midoriya card would make a Midoriya level go up. But no, it's just whoever Midoriya's color is levels up Midoriya's levels. With that being said, also be sure to take care of your teammates and pick up cards for them as well. And if you don't want to pick them up, then just ping them. If you have a Dobby who is a purple character, you should be pinging the purple cards on the ground for him, or pick them up and toss them at him. This will help your team stay leveled up throughout the whole game and give you a better chance in team fights. Speaking of your teammates, here's tip number 3. Always know where they are. And you're going to want to do this because if they're getting jumped, you're going to need to go help them, or else you're going to be in a 1v3 for the rest of the game. And vice versa, if you're getting jumped, you're going to want to run to them as fast as you can and run the whole other team into them, and then you're in a 3v3. And one easy way to keep track of where your team is at all times is be sure to look at your map. Your map is very important to know where your team's positioned, where you're at, and you can even get a glimpse of where the enemy is every now and then. Also, for a side note, be sure to ping the enemies when they're coming up. If you don't know how to ping your enemies, you're going to want to hold your normal ping button down for like a second, and then you get the option to ping multiple different things. I just figured this one out as well. Now we're getting into the little more technical side of things with tip number 4. Learn what your characters do. And not just your characters, all the characters. For example, if there's a Kirishima on the other team, and you are a Bakugo, you don't want to fight him up close and personal. You're going to want to stay back and blast them from afar. Because while Kirishima may not be the best character in the game, if he gets close to you, you're done for. There's not too much you could do. And of course, this goes both ways. If you are a Kirishima or a Momo or someone who's just really good up close, don't run in a straight line towards your opponents because they'll just blast you till you're gone. So you're going to want to sneak up behind them and catch them off guard, get the jump on your opponents, and you should have a way higher chance for victory. Also, if you're a long-range character, high ground is your friend. Now tip number 5. This one is interesting because it's going to sound really obvious, but for the final tip is use your quirks and also learn how to punch. I don't know what it is, but when I was playing on the Switch, I saw so many of my teammates running in a straight line at people, whether they were chasing them or entering a team fight, and they would not use their quirks. I've seen Midoriya's sprint at the other team, clicking the punch button, but not once flicked with their quirk, kicked, or pulled. They just said, I'm running in a straight line, and I will punch you. So please, if you're not already, use your quirks. They will help you a lot. And with that being said, learn when to punch. If you're up close and you don't have an up close and personal quirk to use, be sure to hit them. Because when you do, it'll do good damage and stun them for a little bit so they can't hit you back. Be wary though, when you do this, if you do it around a crowd, their teammates will just hit you out of it and you'll take huge damage. So be mindful. If you're in a 1v1, you get punched, no problemo. But if you're in a 1v2, 1v3, watch your back. That'll be all for the 5 tips from My Hero Ultra Rumble. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. Let me know any tips you have in the comments down below. And if you want more, I could come up with more because the game has just came out and there's so much more to learn for everybody. So I'll see you guys all next time and bubble out.